Beer and barbecue are a perfect combination. I love drinking beer with my barbecue, but also I love cooking with beer. We're using Rickard's Red today in our marinade. The night before I'm cooking ribs, I marinate them. I like to marinate them, particularly my beer marinade. I like to use the flavoring of the beer to be the primary flavor, the primary seasoning. So I'm just flavoring the marinade with some garlic, brown sugar, some salt and pepper. To the garlic, I add about a half a cup of brown sugar, just about a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper. I like to use a darker beer. Rickard's Red is a perfect beer for this. It's not too dark, it's not too sweet, but it has great flavors. That really complement the pork. When my marinade's done, I take my ribs. I like using side ribs. Side ribs have they have more connective tissue. They're a little bit tougher than back ribs, but I find that they've got way more flavor in them. I pull this sheet of connective tissue off of the back of the ribs. I find that once they're cooked, it's really chewy and not very fun to eat, and it doesn't allow the flavors to really penetrate as well. When the ribs are all cleaned, put them in the bag with the marinade. Close it up mostly and suck as much air out of it as you can. Seal it up good and tight. Give it a good shake to make sure that all the meat is in the marinade, and throw it in the refrigerator overnight. I'm going to be using Rickard's White to soak our chips. We're smoking today in indirect heat, and I just picked up this little smoking utensil. It's just a stainless steel tube with holes in it. It's hollow, and we put the wet chips into it. We take out the meat from the marinade and lay it over the cold half of the grill. My rub is mostly paprika, sugar, and salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of dry mustard. Once the meat is spiced, close up the barbecue and lower the temperature to about medium high. The ideal temperature for smoking is around 225 degrees. On the gas barbecue, you can probably adjust it and just leave it. There's no need to rotate the meat, to turn it. Leave it with the bone side down and try not to disturb it for about 2.5 to 3 hours. After about 3.5 hours, your meat should look like this. Beautiful and brown and red. It's important not to sauce your meat until the very end. I wait until it's almost ready to serve, and then I put on a little bit of sauce and just give it time to caramelize on top. Nice, tender, sweet meat barbecue. Beer is also a really good flavor to add to your sauces. But I really find that particularly the citrusy flavors in the Rickard's White and the sweeter, richer flavors of the Rickard's Red both give really terrific flavors to your sauces. Also, if you're doing other meats like chicken or fish, the Rickard's White has a fantastic complement to those lighter meats. Whereas if you're cooking more beef or pork, burgers, things like that, then you want to use the darker Rickard's Red and get that richness.